If you're like me and you've been craving some truly mind-bending, creepy sci-fi horror, but can't seem to find anything that really sticks the landing, it's because the good stuff is buried deep. I've been digging through the streaming archives, looking for those movies that mess with your head and keep you up at night. And I've put together a list of absolute must-see gems. Get ready, because we're about to dive into some of the most unsettling, thought-provoking sci-fi horror films of the last few years.
Strange activity lately, dude.
Kicking things off at number 10, we have a film that really gets under your skin with its atmosphere. It's set on this isolated island where strange things are happening. Fish are washing up dead by the thousands, and one of the local fishermen is just not acting right. His family comes to the island to figure out what's going on, and they stumble into this dark, cosmic mystery that feels genuinely unnerving. It's a slow burn, but the sense of dread is so thick you could cut it with a knife.
Get to the bottom of it.
You gotta get him away from there.
This isn't about jump scares, it's about a creeping, ominous force that feels both ancient and alien. The sound design alone is enough to give you chills. For a movie with a lower budget, it creates an incredible sense of scale and existential terror. The film is called The Block Island Sound, a truly unsettling start to our list.
What happened to you?
Next up, at number 9, we have a movie that takes the classic couple goes camping trope and flips it on its head. A young couple, played by the fantastic Micah Monroe and Jake Lacey, go on a backpacking trip in the Pacific Northwest. The scenery is gorgeous, but you just know something is about to go horribly wrong. Things start to feel off. Subtle at first, then spiraling into full-blown paranoia and terror. Micah Monroe is, as always, a phenomenal final girl, and her journey from loving partner to a woman fighting for her life is captivating. The movie does a great job of using the vast, beautiful wilderness to create a sense of isolation and helplessness. It's a tense, twisty ride that makes you question everything you're seeing. This one is called Significant Other. Trust me, you'll think twice about your next hiking trip after this one.
Something happened. But what do we think?
At number 8, we've got a film that feels like it was made by two guys in their apartment who stumbled onto a cosmic conspiracy, because that's literally what it's about. Two neighbors in LA witness some bizarre, unexplainable events in their building and decide to make a documentary about it. It has this gritty, DIY, found footage feel that makes the whole thing feel disturbingly real. It's one of those films that's both hilarious and genuinely creepy, pulling you down a rabbit hole of weird physics and supernatural phenomenon. The chemistry between the two leads, who also wrote and directed it, is just fantastic. They feel like real people getting way in over their heads. This movie is a wild, thought-provoking, and sometimes crazy-making experience. The name of this indie gem is Something in the Dirt. It's a trip and a half, I'm telling you.
The world is a much more dangerous place now that pain is all that...
Coming in at number 7 is a film from the undisputed master of body horror, David Cronenberg. In this bizarre future, the human body is mutating to adapt to a synthetic world. Pain is almost a thing of the past, and surgery has become the new performance art. Viggo Mortensen plays a celebrity artist who grows new mysterious organs, which his partner, played by Lea Dessau, publicly removes for a live audience. It is as weird and wonderful as it sounds. Kristen Stewart shows up as a twitchy, obsessive investigator from the National Organ Registry, and she is just a delight to watch. This movie is pure, unfiltered Cronenberg. It's grotesque, philosophical, and visually stunning. It's not for the faint of heart, but if you love amazing body horror that makes you think, you have to see Crimes of the Future, a true work of art from a legendary director. For our number 6 spot, imagine being trapped in a drilling facility at the very bottom of the ocean floor when a massive earthquake hits. The station is collapsing, water is rushing in, and you're more than 6 miles below the surface. If that wasn't terrifying enough, you soon realize you're not alone down there. This film throws you right into the chaos from the first minute and does not let up. It's a claustrophobic, high-stakes survival thriller with Kristen Stewart leading a crew trying to walk across the ocean floor to safety. The pressure, the darkness, the unknown creatures lurking just beyond the light, it is pure nightmare fuel. It's a lean, mean, action-packed monster movie that delivers on the thrills and the terror. The film is called Underwater. It's like Alien, but at the bottom of the sea.
Before we get to our top 5, if you're enjoying this list and want more deep dives into the best and weirdest movies out there, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button and like this video. It really helps the channel out and it means I can keep bringing you more recommendations. Now, let's get back to it. At number 5, we have a film that feels like a literal nightmare put to screen. It follows a teenage runaway who, desperate for a place to sleep, signs up for a university sleep study. What starts as a scientific experiment quickly descends into a surreal and terrifying journey into the darkest corners of her own mind and something beyond. The imagery in this film is just glorious. It's filled with these shadowy, spectral figures and dreamscapes that are genuinely haunting. It's a moody, melancholic, and deeply creepy film that feels like you're drifting through someone else's bad dream. The synth-heavy score is also a standout, perfectly complementing the unsettling visuals. It's one of those underrated gems that sticks with you long after the credits roll. The film is called Come True, an absolute must-see for fans of atmospheric horror. All right, we're at number 4, and we have a film from another member of the Cronenberg dynasty, Brandon Cronenberg. A wealthy couple, played by Alexander Skarsgård and Cleopatra Coleman, are on vacation at an exclusive island resort. Things take a dark turn after a fatal accident, and they discover the island's twisted secret that for the right price, the ultra-rich can get away with anything, even murder, through a bizarre and horrifying process. Mia Goth co-stars, and she's absolutely unhinged and magnetic in her role. This movie is a hedonistic, perverse, and surreal satire on wealth and moral decay. It's packed with shocking body horror and psychological dread that will mess with your head. It's a wild, disorienting, and unforgettable experience. This one is called Infinity Pool. You will not be the same after watching it. For our number 3 spot, we have a home invasion thriller with a brilliant extraterrestrial twist. The film stars the incredible Kaitlyn Dever as a young woman who is a complete outcast in her town, living a lonely life of solace in her childhood home. One night, her house is invaded by aliens. What follows is an intense, nearly wordless battle for survival. Kaitlyn Dever carries almost the entire film on her shoulders with a powerhouse performance, conveying all her fear, resilience, and grief through her actions alone. It's a masterclass in visual storytelling. The alien designs are creepy and unique, and the action is relentless. This film is called No One Will Save You. It's one of the most engaging and creative alien invasion flicks I've seen in years. At number 2, we're going back to Brandon Cronenberg for another sci-fi horror masterpiece. This film is about an elite corporate assassin who uses brain implant technology to take over other people's bodies and carry out hits. Andrea Riseborough plays the assassin, and as she jumps from host to host, her own identity begins to fracture and slip away. This is a brutal, harrowing movie about identity, humanity, and the fragility of the human mind. The visuals are stunningly grotesque and deeply psychological, pulling you into her degrading mental state. It's a sci-fi thriller that is as intelligent as it is violent. It's not just a movie you watch, it's a movie you experience, and it will leave you shaken. The film is Possessor, a modern classic of the genre, without a doubt.
Wait, Forbes, what is that?
You just want to take these.
And finally, my number 1 pick for the best sci-fi horror film is a recent release that completely blew me away. It's about a pre-wedding reunion of college friends that goes horribly wrong when a guest shows up with a mysterious suitcase. Inside is a game that allows them to swap bodies with each other. What starts as a fun, trippy party trick quickly spirals into a paranoid psychological nightmare. This movie is so clever, so funny, and so deeply unsettling. It's a brilliant exploration of self-worth, jealousy, and body image in our image-obsessed world, wrapped in a wildly entertaining sci-fi horror package.
You're acting like a different person.
Don't look at me! I am a different person!
The script is razor sharp, the direction is stylish, and the performances are all fantastic. It's one of the most inventive and thought-provoking films I've seen all year. The film is It's What's Inside. It's a must-watch that will have you talking for days. And that's a wrap on my top 10 sci-fi horror movies. I know there are so many other great ones out there, so I want to hear from you. Drop your own favorites in the comments below. I love discovering new movies through you guys. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.